If you look at the continuing story, look at verse 14. This is how we know something big is going on in Exodus 17. After Amalek and the people were defeated with the edge of the sword, the Lord says, Exodus 17:14, to Moses, write this for a memorial in the book. And that's what you're holding this morning, the book that God wrote that has all these important records in it, and recount it in the hearing of Joshua that I will utterly blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called its name, the Lord my banner. Verse 16. By the way, that's Jehovah Nissi if you're a name of God student. And then look at verse 16. For he said, because the Lord has sworn, the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. Immediately we know there's something more going on here than a little nomadic tribe out in the desert that's sniping on the back edge of the children of Israel. Because Amalek is cited for us as a direct descendant of Esau, and he keeps popping up. We find him in chapter 15 of 1 Samuel where we encounter him with Saul. We find him again in the book of Esther, and we find another descendant of Esau trying to kill Jesus Christ at his birth, and his descendants trying to kill the apostles. So there's something major going on here. There's three conclusions we can draw from Exodus 17. First, God is going to get rid of Amalek. In other words, God is going to get rid of the flesh sooner or later. He promises that. I mean, physically, God is going to destroy these people. The implication is that this constant warring against His people, which we know from the New Testament is our flesh, our biggest enemy is not usually the devil or the world. It's our own flesh. I fall prey more often not to some demon getting me or not to some enticement of the world. It's usually starting right here at home in my flesh, as Paul said, where no good thing dwells. My enemy. Number two, secondly, the Lord will never compromise with Amalek. He will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. God says, I don't want you to compromise with your flesh. I don't want you to ever say, okay, I will mortify that, but not this, because it's too hard. And there's a spiritual application, which we'll see tonight when we get into Romans and Ephesians 4-6 and Colossians 3. But the third important item is that we will constantly have conflict as long as we live this life. God says Amalek is going to be fought from generation to generation. And you know what we do? Our comfortable, well-adjusted Americans in the 21st century, we go, this is 3,500 years ago. Those people are extinct. And we don't see the implication of why Paul said in 1 Corinthians 10 that these were written as an example for us. Therefore, no one should think when he stands that everything is okay, lest he fall. Because there's no temptation that takes us, but such as is common to all of us. And God makes the way of escape.